Ukrainian soldier Serhii sits in a hospital bed at a public clinic in central Ukraine. There are small pieces of shrapnel in his legs that doctors could not remove. He says he feels good despite the pain. Serhii is an infantryman with the 80th Air Assault Galicia Brigade. He joined the army shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. Leaving Finland, where he had lived and worked as a mechanic for the past 10 years. To enlist, he was given the call sign Finnish as a nod to his background. A month earlier, October 27, he and his unit were given an assignment to hold trenches on the Eastern Front, the outskirts of Bakhmut. This mission was supposed to last 3 days but was extended to 2 weeks after the unit became pinned down by enemy fire. For some men, this would be their last mission. The unit had been under constant ardment for several days. A mortar exploded near the shelter where Serhii and 2 other men were located, cutting off the group just as they were about to change position. I was injured in both legs, and I immediately touched them to check if they were still there. Serhii recalls. Serhii, who worked as a mechanic for 10 years, became an infantryman with the 80th Air Assault Galicia Brigade. 2 other soldiers had their legs and jaws broken. One of them was so shocked that he wanted to kill himself. So the others took his gun. When evacuation team arrived, Serhii insisted they take the other men first and said he would wait for next opportunity. But this opportunity never came. Whenever other troops arrived, constant Russian ardment pinned them down and prevented them from reaching Serhii. Numerous evacuation teams would attempt to reach Serhii over the next 2 weeks, but none made it through, and some while doing so, we were under constant enemy fire. The enemy seemed to be looking for our weak points or testing our endurance. He recalled. When Serhii was trapped in his trench, his commander used a drone to drop him essential supplies like water, pains, chocolate and even cigarettes. Water was a big problem because firstly the drone couldn't pick up water in large bottles. So the drone dropped vials wrapped in paper and tape. But not every vial survived and often broke. Water was leaking out. I appreciated every sip of water, said Serhii. At the same time, Russian drones were targeting the shelter with worse payloads. One of them threw a grenade right next to Serhii, who was joined by another Ukrainian soldier who was intercepted at this point. It exploded close to the other soldier's back, half a meter away from me, near my feet. We were injured but lucky to survive. It was possible to evacuate only one seriously wounded soldier. That's when I realized I was alone. Serhii lived in Finland for 10 years, earning himself the call sign Finnish. Surrounded for the next 3 days, Serhii hid in his bunker, surrounded by the enemy. Every hour Russian troops were getting closer to his position. He could hear the